Welcome to Rhode Island's presentation of the Road to North America. Before we get to our program, however, I must give you a little background on Rhode Islanders. Rhode Island has an official state shellfish, the quahog. Marine biologists believe that the quahog lives its entire life within 6 feet of where it was born. This is a fitting analogy of Rhode Islanders, some of whom never venture out of their hometown, to say nothing of leaving the state. If they have to visit another part of the state, they pack a lunch. If they have to drive more than an hour, they stay overnight. What is this leading up to? The Rhode Island Rangers here today have made tremendous effort and sacrifice to travel to the far ends of North America to bring you the very best in entertainment for this afternoon. We start our program by introducing you to that legend of the North, Canada's favorite Mountie, Dudley Do-Right. Canadian winters can be tough, but the people of Canada have endured the cold and made it a comfortable part of their life. Here's Jack Lawson, Louise Roberts, and Laura Hebert to explain the Canadian temperatures.
50 degrees.
New Yorkers try to turn on the heat. Canadians plant gardens.
40 degrees.
Californians shiver uncontrollably. Canadians sunbathe.
35 degrees.
Italians' cars won't stop. Canadians drive with their windows down.
32 degrees.
Distilled water freezes, and Canadian water gets thicker.
20 degrees.
Floridians wear coats, gloves, and wool hats. Canadians throw on a t-shirt.
15 degrees.
Californians begin to evacuate the state, and Canadians go swimming.
0 degrees.
New York landlords plan to turn up the heat. Canadians have the last cookout before it gets cold.
Minus 10 degrees.
People in Miami cease to exist. Canadians lick flagpoles to see if their tongue will stick.
Minus 20 degrees.
Californians fly away to Mexico. Canadians throw on a light jacket.
Minus 40 degrees.
Hollywood disintegrates. Canadians rent some movies, videos.
Minus 60 degrees.
Mount Helene freezes. Canadian Girl Guides begin selling cookies door to door.
Minus 80 degrees.
Polar bears start to evacuate the Arctic. And Canadian postpone. Boy Scouts postpone survival training until it gets very cold.
Minus 100 degrees.
Santa Claus abandons the North Pole. Canadians pull down their ear flaps.
Minus 173 degrees.
Alcohol freezes. Canadian cows complain of farmers' cold hands.
Minus 297 degrees.
Microbial life no longer survives in dairy products. Oh, Canadians still complain of cows and farmers' hands being cold.
Minus 460 degrees.
All atomic motion stops. Canadians start saying, cold enough for you?
Minus 500 degrees.
Hell freezes over. The Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup.
An Italian, American, and Canadian were driving on a road when they were cut off and they slammed into a tree. The Italian and Canadian are killed instantly. The American is rushed to the hospital and during the trip dies. He finds himself in front of St. Peter.
Where am I?
You're at the pearly gates.
Having looked back on the American's past, St. Peter decides to give him another chance.
I will give you another 5 years on earth, without sickness, without financial problems, without worry in the world. If you pay me $5,000.
Okay, I'll do it.
The American wakes up in the hospital and yells,
I'm alive!
How is this possible?
Well, St. Peter gave me another chance. For $5,000, he gave me another 5 years of life on earth, worry-free.
Did you see the Italian and the Canadian while you were there?
Oh yes, I saw the Italian still negotiating price. But the Canadian, he wants the government to pay the tab.
a Quebecois man wants a job. The foreman won't hire him until he passes a little math test.
What was the first question, without using any numbers? Represent the number 9.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah.
What's this?
That, I have no brains. Tree plus tree plus tree, that makes 9.
Fair enough. Here's the second question. Use the same rules, but this time the number is 99.
Oh. There you go.
How on earth does that represent 99?
Well, now the trees are dirty. So it's dirty tree plus dirty tree plus dirty tree, 99.
Boss is getting a little worried now that he might actually have to hire the cover floor.
All right, last question. Same rules again, but represent the number 100.
Oh, that's difficult. There you go.
You must be nuts if you think that's 100.
Oh, Mary. And now reads, a little puppy dog came by. He made poop by each tree. Now it reads, dirty tree and a turd, dirty tree and a turd, dirty tree and a turd.
A Canadian diva who has made it big in country and western music is Shania Twain. Here's Cindy Lawson Whitaker giving her rendition of one of Shania Twain's top songs, Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under?
Whose bed have your boots been under? Whose bed have your boots been under? And whose heart made you steal, I wonder. And this time did it feel like thunder, baby? Whose bed have your boots been under? Don't look so lonely, don't act so blue. I know I'm not the only girl you run to. I know about Lolita, you live in Spanish place. I've seen you with Rita, the redhead down the lane. Whose bed have your boots been under? Whose heart did you steal, I wonder? And this time did it feel like thunder, baby? And whose lips have you been kissing? And whose ear did you make a wishing? Is she the one that you've been missing, baby? Whose bed have your boots been under? I know you've been sneaking around with Jim. And what about that weekend with Beverly Hills? And I've seen you walking with long legs Louise. And you weren't just talking last night with Denise. Whose bed have your boots been under? Whose heart did you steal, I wonder? And this time did it feel like thunder, baby? And who did you run to? And whose lips have you been kissing? And whose ear did you make a wishing? Is she the one that you've been missing, baby? Now whose bed have your boots been under? Whoa, yeah. Play it, boys. you'll be free. Whose bed have your boots been under? And whose heart did you steal, I wonder? And this time did it feel like thunder? Whose bed have your boots been under? And whose heart did you steal, I wonder? And this time did it feel like thunder, baby? And who did you run to? And whose lips have you been kissing? And whose ear did you make a wish in? Is she the one that you've been missing, baby? Now whose bed have your boots been under? I wanna know. I wanna know. Come on and tell me, baby. I wanna know.
A husband and wife lived on a small farm in Canada, just yards away from the North Dakota border. The land had been the subject of a minor dispute between the United States and Canada for years. One day, the husband came into the room.
Hey, hon, I just got some good news. The government has come to an agreement with the people of North Dakota. They decided that our land is really in part of the United States. We have a right to approve or disapprove this agreement. What do you think?
What do I think? Sign it. Call them right now and tell them we accept. I don't think I could stand another Canadian winter.
100 years ago, the poet Robert W. Service became fascinated with the men who toiled for gold in the Canadian Yukon territories. His poetry is laced with humor and the pathos of the North. The Rhode Island Players present their version of one of Service's poems, The Shooting of Dan McGrew.
A bunch of the boys were whooping it up in a Mountaineer saloon. The kid that handles the music box was getting a jagged tune. Back at the bar in a solo game sat Dangerous Dan McGrew, and watching his luck was his lighter love, the lady who was known as Lou. When out on the night, pushing 50 below, and into the din and glare, they stumbled a miner fresh from the creeks, dog dirty and loaded for bear. Looked like a man with a foot in the grave, and scarcely the strength of a louse. Yet he tilted a poke of dust on the bar, and he called for drinks from the house. There was none. There was none that could place the stranger's face, though we searched ourselves for a clue. But we drank himself, and the last to drink was Dangerous Dan McGrew. There's men that somehow just grip your eyes and hold them hard to a spell, and such was he. And he looked to me like a man who had lived in hell, with a face most air, and the dreary stare of a dog whose day is done, as he watered the green stuff in his glass, and the drops fell one by one. Then I got to figuring who he was, and wondering what he'd do. And I turned my head, and there watching him was the lady that was known as Lou. His eyes went rubbing around the room, and he seemed in a kind of daze. Until at last the old piano fell in the way of his wandering gaze. The ragtime kid was having a drink. There was no one else on the stool. So the stranger stumbles across the room, and he flops down like a fool. And about buckskin shirt that was glazed with dirt. He sat and I watched him sway. Then he clutched the keys with his talon hands. My God, but that man could play. Were you ever out in the great alone when the moon was awful clear and the icy mountains hemmed you in a silence that you could almost hear, with only the howling of a timber wolf? And you camped there in the cold, a half-dead thing in the stark, dead world, cling mad for a bucket of gold, while high overhead, green, yellow, and red, the northern lights swept in bars. Then you were hunch what the music meant, hunger and night and the stars. And hunger not of the gully kind is banished with bacons and beans, but the gnawing hunger of a lonely man for a home and all that it means. For a fireside bark and the tears that are, 4 walls and a roof above, but oh, just crammed full of cozy joy and crumbed with a woman's love. A woman dearer than all the world and true as heaven above. God, how ghastly she looked through her rouge, a lady that was known as Lou. Then on a sudden the music changed so soft you could scarcely hear, but you felt that your life had been looted clean of all that it once held dear. That someone had stolen the woman you loved, that her love was a devil's lie, that your guts were gone and the best for you was to crawl away and die. 'Twas a crowning cry of arch despair, and it thrilled you through and through. I guess I'll make it as friend as air, said dangerous and blue. The music almost died away, then it burst like a pent-up flood. And it seemed to say, repay, repay, and my eyes were blind with blood. The thought came back of an ancient wrong, and it stung like a frozen lash. And the lust awoke to kill, and the music stopped with a crash. And the stranger turned, and his eyes, they burned in a most peculiar way. In a buckskin shirt that was glazed with dirt, he sat, and I saw him sway. And his lips went in a kind of a grin, and he spoke, and his voice was calm. And boy, says he, you don't know me, and none of you care a damn, but I want to state, and my words are straight, and I'll bet my poke they're true, that one of you is a hound in hell, and that one is Dan McGrew. And I ducked my head, and the lights went out, and 2 guns blazed in the dark. Screamed, and the lights went out, and 2 men lay stiff and stark, pitched on his head and pumped full of lead was dangerous Dan McGrew, while the man from the creeks lay clutched to the breast of the lady. Oh, the lady was tremendous. These are the simple facts of the case, and I guess I ought to know. They said the stranger was crazy hooch, and I'm not denying it so. I'm not so wise as the lawyer guys, but strictly between us two. The woman that kissed her, pinched his poke, was the lady known as Lou.
system needs some work. Our next skit gives you some idea of the problems we are having. A nursing assistant, floor nurse, and a charge nurse from a small nursing home are taking a lunch break. In walks a lady dressed in a boa and tiara and wearing polished jewelry.
My name is Gina the Great, and you took such good care of my aunt that I'm willing to grant the next 3 wishes.
The nurses quickly argue among themselves as to which one would ask the first wish. Speaking up, the nursing assistant wished first.
I wish I were on a tropical island beach with a well-built man feeding me fruits and tending to all my needs.
The floor nurse went next.
I wish I was rich and retired and lived in my own warm cabin in the ski resort. And well-groomed men would feed me cocoa and donuts.
And what is the last and 3rd wish?
And now, I want those 2 back on the floor at the end of the lunch break.
This is a true story. The names and places have been changed, not to protect the innocent, but to fit into our theme.
I have a friend from Rhode Island. She went to a nearby supermarket to pick up some groceries. Several people noticed her sitting in her car with the window rolled up, her eyes closed, and with both of her hands to the back of her head. One customer who'd been in the back of the store for a while became concerned and walked over to her car. He noticed her eyes were wide open now, and she looked very strange. He asked her if she was okay. Linda said that she had been shot in the back of her head and had been holding her brains in for over an hour. The man called the paramedics immediately, who broke into the car because the doors were locked and Linda refused to take her hands off the back of her head. A Pillsbury biscuit canister had exploded from the heat, it making a loud noise that sounded like a gunshot, and a wad of dough hit her right in the back of the head. When she reached back to find out what it was, she felt the dough and thought it was her brains. She had initially passed out, but quickly recovered and tried to hold her brains in for over an hour until someone finally noticed and came to her aid. And yes, Linda is blind.
And now here's one for the girls. While attending a marriage seminar dealing with communications, George and his wife Frances listened to the instructor.
And now, it is essential that husbands and wives know that they are important to each other. George, you describe your wife's favorite law.
It's a Pillsbury, isn't it?
The rest of the story gets rather ugly here, so I'll stop right now. The moral of this story is that even when a man is listening, he's going to get it wrong.
Yeah, what would you like for your birthday?
I'd like to be 6 again.
On the morning of her birthday, he got up early and off they went to the local theme park. What a day! He put her on every ride in the park. The death slide, the screaming loop, the wall of fear, everything there was. Wow. 5 hours later, she staggered out of the theme park, her head reeling and her stomach upside down. Right to McDonald's they went. Her husband ordered her a Happy Meal with extra fries and a refreshing chocolate drink. Then it was off to a movie, the latest Star Wars epic, a hot dog, popcorn, soda, the works. What a fabulous adventure. Finally, she staggered home with her husband and collapsed in a chair. He leaned over and asked,
Dear, is it nice to be 6 again?
You idiot, I meant my dress size.
now to Los Angeles for the case of the Copper Clappers.
This is the city, Los Angeles, California. Some people rob for pleasure, some rob because it's there. You never know. My name is Friday. I was working the day watch out of Rockford when I got a call from the Acme School Bell Company. There's been a robbery.
There's been a robbery.
Yes, ma'am, what was it?
My clappers.
Clappers?
Yeah, you know, those things inside the bell that makes them clang.
Clangers.
That's right. We call them clappers inside the business.
A clapper caper?
What's that?
Nothing, ma'am. Now, can I have the facts? What kind of clappers were stolen in this caper?
They were copper clappers.
And where were they kept?
In the closet.
Uh-huh. Do you have any idea who might have taken the copper clappers from the closet?
Well, yeah, just one. I fired a man. He swore he would get even.
What was his name?
Floyd Cooper.
You think that he...
That's right. I think Floyd Cooper copped my copper clappers kept in the closet.
Do you know where this Floyd Cooper is from?
Yeah, Cleveland.
That figures.
What makes it worse, they were clean.
Clean copper clappers?
That's right.
Why would you think that Cleveland's Floyd Cooper would cop your clean copper clappers kept in your closet?
Only one reason.
What's that?
He's a kleptomaniac.
Who first discovered the copper clappers were copped?
My cleaning woman, Clara Clifford.
That figures. Now let me see if I've got the facts straight here. The cleaning woman, Clara Clifford, discovered your clean copper clappers kept in the closet were copped by Floyd Cooper, the kleptomaniac from Cleveland. Now is that about it?
One thing.
What's that?
If I ever catch Floyd Cooper, the kleptomaniac from Cleveland, who copped my clean copper clappers that was kept in the closet,
yeah,
I'll clobber him.
This is a transcription of an actual radio conversation that occurred in October 1998. Once again, the names and location are changed for our convenience.
Please divert your course 15 degrees to the south to avoid a collision.
Recommend you divert your course 15 degrees to the north to avoid a collision.
Negative. You will have to direct your course 15 degrees to the south to avoid a collision.
This is the captain of an American Navy ship. You will have to divert your course.
Negative. I say negative. I say again, you will have to divert your course.
This is the aircraft carrier USS Gunsuch, the second largest ship in the American Land Fleet. We are accompanied by 3 destroyers, 3 cruisers, and numerous support vessels. I demand you change your course 15 degrees to the north. I say again, that is 15 degrees to the north, or countermeasures will be taken.
Oh yeah? I'm the lighthouse. Now it's your call.
This one's for the girls, and this is an audience participation skit. When you're prompted, you are to repeat the phrase, men are like, okay, let's practice that. Men are like. Very good. Okay, here we go. Men are like.
Laxatives.
They irritate the crap out of you.
Men are like what?
Nothing can be done to change them. fun, but you never know why.
Chocolate bars.
Sweet, smooth, and they usually go right to your hips.
Commercials.
You can't believe a word they say.
Department stores.
Their clothes are usually half off.
Government bonds.
They take so long to mature.
Mascara.
They usually run at the first sign of emotion.
Popcorn.
They satisfy you, but only for a little while.
Lava lamps.
Fun to look at, but not very bright.
Parking spaces.
All the good ones are taken, and the rest are handicapped.
Our final stop in our journey through North America brings us to the country to our south, Mexico. Here's Maria writing a letter to her grandson.
Juan, this is your abuela Maria writing this letter to you. I am writing it slow because I know you can't read fast. I have lots of good news for you about the family. First, your brother Pedro has a very good new job. He has 500 people under him. He mows the lawn at the cemetery. Your sister Gina had a baby, but I don't know whether it's a boy or girl. So I can't tell you if you're an uncle or an aunt. Your grandpa has a job now, the first time in 48 years. We are a little better off now, as he makes $17.96 every Thursday. We thought we would try to fix the house up a little bit before you came home. In looking through one of those Sears and Roebuck books, we came across one of those new bathrooms. So Grandpa had me write and order one right away. It came, but it took a plumber to put it in shape. One side of the room has a great big white thing, something like the pigs drink out of here at home. Only you get into this and wash all over. Over on the other side of the room is a little white thing called a sink. This is for light washing, such as your face and hands. But over in the other corner, we really have something. You put one foot in and wash it nice and clean. And then you pull the chain and you get fresh water for the other foot. 2 lids came with the darn thing, but we couldn't find out any use for them. So I'm using one for a breadboard. The other one, we framed Grandpa's picture. It really looks swell. These people are awfully nice to do business with. Why, they even sent a roll of writing paper to go in the bathroom. Do take care of yourself. We all send our love. Abuela Maria.
The road to North America finally leads us back to the towns and villages of Rhode Island. We hope you have enjoyed our cast of characters, from the handsome hero of the North to the spicy senora of the South. Today, we have traveled so far and wide, our trip has left us smiling. But now that it's done, we all agree, there's no place like home in Rhode Island.
To
hope everyone enjoyed our efforts to entertain you today. And I would like to thank everyone from Rhode Island for the support you have given me. We couldn't have put together our program without everyone's help. After we announced the subject of our program, many subordinate lecturers throughout the state sent ideas for conclusion in our program. Several of them were included in this presentation. We are extremely thankful for their help. I cannot thank the members of my committee enough for their help. Their help in selecting skits and putting the final touches on the program is greatly appreciated. There are several people I would like to thank. Claire Logan, who served as seamstress. She turned a red flannel shirt into Dudley Do Right's uniform jacket, built a horse and a hat, put a beard on the stranger in Dan McGrew's skit, Hope Bryant's grandson Tom Pitako for building several props, and our music lady Barbara Bates, Hope Bryant, and Nibby Mann for our music selections and insisting we try singing O Canada in French. My thanks to everyone who came up north with us and helped put on the show. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our several past state lecturers who are with us today. First, my predecessor Lillian Krusner, Hope Bryant, and Lily Watson.